A report names Caribbean territories as top 3 on the list of corrosive tax havens. And in sport, the West Indies skipper urges his side to play fearless cricket in the upcoming World Cup. I'm Ricardo Roberts, and this is Caribbean in 10 for Wednesday, May 29th, 2019. I'll be back with the details after the break. British overseas territories in the Caribbean have been named as the top 3 most corrosive corporate tax havens in the world. The Tax Justice Network, an independent group launched back in 2003, places the British Virgin Islands, Bermuda, and the Cayman Islands at the top of its corporate tax haven index. The Bahamas is ranked 9th. But a top official in Bermuda has blasted the International Campaign Group's study, which claims that the UK government has effectively outsourced the corporate tax haven game to a spider's web of overseas territories and crown dependencies. Now, Andy Burrows, Chief Executive Officer of the Bermuda Business Development Agency, says the island's long-respected record of compliance with global standards is unquestioned. He insists that Bermuda is known as a top-tier international financial center whose businesses make a significant contribution to countries around the world, and it is not a place to hide capital, but to raise capital. Trinidad and Tobago's central bank governor, Dr. Alvin Hilaire, has estimated that it will cost the state around 620 million TT dollars a year to support Venezuelans who have migrated to that country. But he says having these migrants in the Twin Island Republic could have economic benefits in the long run. We get more from CNC3's Akash Samaru.
600 million TT dollars a year. That's what the central bank estimates it will cost the state given the mass migration of Venezuelans to this country.
Initially, I doubted them. I said, no, this can't be.
But the central bank governor said on closer inspection, the figure made more sense. He said in Colombia, the migration there is costing the state 0.4% of its GDP. Now, bear in mind, Colombia has received almost the population of Trinidad and Tobago into the country. They've had to seek financial aid from the World Bank, receiving near 31.5 million US dollars. Dr. Hilaire thinks we too may have to look at that option.
There has been set up in the Inter-American Development Bank a facility for about 100 million US. We should be able to access part of that.
The governor said several sectors will be impacted.
The labor market, surely, the housing market, social services, and then you have a number of other things, the national insurance, your health, your security.
But he does believe it will benefit this country's economy.
And they bring something with them. What do they bring? They bring their skills, they bring their approach to things. They could affect the labor market and so forth. So there could be potentially very large benefits over time. Taxation, they would contribute to taxes and so forth.
CARICOM has joined those paying tribute to Edward Seaga, Jamaica's 5th Prime Minister and longest-serving parliamentarian who died yesterday on his 89th birthday. In a statement, CARICOM Chairman Dr. Timothy Harris said a strong sense of both regionalism and responsibility permeated Seaga's leadership style and politics, resulting in him being widely admired and respected as an influential force within CARICOM. He said Prime Minister Seaga's assumption of the chairmanship of CARICOM in 1982 ushered in a dynamic era characterized by an increased momentum for regional integration that translated into more frequent meetings of heads of government. Prime Minister Harris said, quote, "My colleague, heads of government, and I will always carry Edward Seaga's hopeful message in our hearts as we strive to maintain the standing of our region as a zone of peace and stability, buttressed by respect for human rights and democracy. These are guiding principles from which we shall never depart, and we will long remember the crucial role that Edward Seaga played in establishing them." End quote. Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness says details for a period of mourning will be given shortly. Arrangements are being made for Seaga's body to be flown back to Jamaica, where he will have an official state funeral. And stay with us, your Midday Sport is next.
Welcome to this year's 50th Caribbean Broadcast Union Assembly on the island of San Andres. San Andres is a small archipelago located in between Jamaica and Panama in the Western Caribbean Sea. A lush, exotic island rich in culture, history, gastronomy, and breathtaking scenic views. Known for its beaches and 7-colored crystalline waters, the island of San Andres will be proudly hosting this year's event. CBU members will enjoy top-of-the-line accommodations for an unforgettable experience in San Andres, connecting Caribbean nations through this year's 50th edition of the CBU Assembly.
West Indies captain Jason Holt has urged his side to play fearless cricket during the ICC World Cup starting tomorrow after watching them pile up a mammoth total against New Zealand in their final official warm-up match that's on Tuesday. Now the Caribbean side marched to an imposing 421 thanks to Shea Hope's 101 and half centuries from Andre Russell and Evan Lewis. Their innings laid the foundation for a comfortable 91-run victory at Bristol County ground.
I've got little to no expectation for the group, and I think that's the method that we want to approach it. Little to no expectation, and we just go out and play fearless, enjoyable cricket. I think one of the things that's hampered us sometimes in the past is we haven't really enjoyed it to the extent that I think we should be. It's our livelihood, it's our job. We've put so many smiles on people's faces back home in the Caribbean, and for me, I just want to continue to do that. And I think we are our best, when we play with freedom and when we play with a smile on our face.
West Indies displayed the form that they have made the squad one of the quietly fared teams participating in the May 30th to July 14th showpiece, and Holder says he was pleased with the team's performance.
Yeah, it's still a dilemma that we're faced with. It's a good position to be in, to be honest. Everybody's firing. I just saw today the batters really stepped up today and played really nicely. And I thought the bowlers were outstanding as well. To defend on such a good wicket, small outfield, it could be difficult. We went both sides of the park last time in the game against South Africa. That didn't finish with rain. And it was good to see the bowlers come back and actually tighten up and showed a lot more discipline. I thought we stuck to the plans that we set out and we executed really well. But yeah, it's a good dilemma to be in. Not quite sure where we're at in terms of the final 11, but hopefully in the coming days we'll select a really good team.
And that's Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Until then, good afternoon.